Have a listen. We must show up all over the continent. We need to show up for Kenya. I pray that my death or we are all Africans will ensure the future generation doesn't go through what I've gone through. Yes. I only have 50 shillings in my pocket as my fare to town. I don't know how I will come back to Kawangware, country that is bleeding. I must show up for my future children and grandchildren. I must show up for that poor old man who can't get out of his house. I must show up for that cancer patient who's waiting for a fundraiser in order to go to India for advanced medication, since my country can't afford high-tech cancer facilities, but can afford luxurious things for all the politicians. I must show up for that graduate who has stomached for 7 years without getting a job. I must show up for that policeman who's afraid to speak out. By orders from above, he arrests people because if he goes against his bosses, he will lose his job. Happens not only in Kenya, all over Africa. The same thing. The same thing. System is corrupted. I must speak for the deaf and dumb, for they have no voice. I must stand up for that crippled person who can't afford a wheelchair and can't get a job because of disability. I must show up for that business person who has never made any profit due to high tax and licenses. I must demonstrate for that old man who retired 20 years ago but has never received his pension. I must show up for pregnant mothers and unborn babies. It's almost certain that either both or one of them might die during delivery because our health system is a joke. I must show up for our ladies who go to Saudi Arabia out of desperation because they can't find jobs in Kenya. The slavery and torture they go through is unimaginable. I must show up for that teacher who has created professors, engineers, athletes, and many respectable people in the society, but her salary has never increased. And now they want to add more same in Nigeria, same in Ghana, same in Zimbabwe, same in Kenya, same in South Africa. We are all facing the same problems. Time to stand up. I must show up for those Kenyans who saved for so many years to buy land and build houses, but later the government comes and demolishes them in order to build affordable housing. My question is, same in Nigeria, same in Ghana. Estates like Karen or Runda. I must show up for all our freedom fighters who are tortured and killed under unknown circumstances. They must know that their sons and daughters are not weak anymore. They must know that we are tired. They must know that their blood of courage runs in our veins. I must show up for Raila Amolo Odinga since he has no energy to fight anymore. I must show up for Harry Thuku, James Buta, Dedan Kimathi, Martin Shkuku, so that they know their death meant something. I will show up for Ronald Ingala, Tom Mboya, Masinda Muliro. I will picket for Achieng' Waneko, Bildad Kagia, Koitalela Rapsamoi, Esau Kamati Oriedo. I will take in the tear gas for Pio Gama Pinto, Musa Mariama, Koinange Wambegu, Jomo Kenyatta. I will carry placards for Otenyo and everyone who fought for us when we were not yet born. I must show up for human activists, founders like Professor Makau, Maina Kiai, Dr. Willie Mutunga, Kiraitu Murungi, and Peter Kareithi. I must show up and join my brothers Boniface Mwangi and Senator Mutata, plus all the activists, for we are the only ones who can save this country from falling into the abyss. I must show up for every oppressed Kenyan out there who feels like they can't fight anymore and they have given up. And when the police throw that tear gas, I won't run away. No, I won't wipe my tears. I will let them flow freely. I will cry, weep for my country, shed tears for all the poor people who can't afford 3 meals a day. I will take that time to mourn all those who have been killed due to police brutality. And if they arrest me, I won't resist. And if they torture me, I won't do anything. I will welcome in the pain with a smile, knowing that this is the pain that will save my country. I will surrender myself to the arms of the same police that I'm fighting for, to get a salary increase and stop living in my bad houses like chicken. And if while demonstrating, a bullet comes my way, I won't duck it. No, I will stand firm and block it from hitting another person, because I know blocking it will block all the bad things and injustices happening in my country. I will close my eyes, open my arms, Think about how my death will save my country. I will smile one last time, go on my knees, and say one last wish to my Lord. God, ancestors will call on you. Assist us to free Africa from bondage. Ashe. Ashe. Tell my mom, wife, and kids that I died so that they can lead a better life. We must show up. Goodbye. We must show up. We must show up. We must stand with every African. We must show up. We must show up.